Have you ever found yourself standing in the ruins of everything you once held dear, realizing you set it all ablaze chasing a phantom that was never real? That's where I am now. My name is Sarah, and at 32, I've just been taught a lesson so brutal it's left my soul aching. When you play with fire, you don't just get scorched, you lose every anchor you thought would hold you steady. Michael and I had been wed for 7 years. If you'd asked me before it all fell apart, I'd have sworn our marriage was unshakable. He's a data analyst, steady as a rock, the kind of man who brings you soup when you're sick and never forgets to call your mom on her birthday. Our days had a rhythm: morning coffee together, quick messages during work breaks, dinners we cooked side by side, and nights spent drifting off to shows on the couch. Comfortable routine, and that was the problem. By year 6, I felt like I was dissolving into the sameness, too young to feel so invisible. I wasn't unhappy, but the fire in my spirit had faded to embers. Then Lucas walked into my office one Thursday morning. At 25, just out of grad school, he had sharp features, eyes like polished emerald, and a charm that drew you in like gravity. He was ambitious, quick-witted, and had a way of making everyone feel like they were the only one in the room. When his attention landed on me, something inside me stirred, something I hadn't felt in years, noticed. It started small. Quick chats by the office coffee machine, him asking for my thoughts on projects, singling out my work in team meetings. Then came drinks with coworkers that somehow always ended with just the two of us, lingering at the bar past closing time. Michael noticed the change in me. One night over dinner, he asked what was lifting my spirits. I told him work had gotten more exciting lately. It wasn't a lie. I just didn't mention why. The first spark ignited during a late-night project at the office. Everyone else had gone home, leaving Lucas and me to finish a critical campaign deadline. He handed me a coffee, our fingers brushed, and the air between us hummed with electricity. That night, we didn't just talk about work. We shared pieces of our lives, our pasts, our frustrations, our secret dreams. It felt like touching a live current. 3 weeks later, another late night. As he walked me to my car, he didn't just say goodnight. He looked at me like I was the only person in the world and kissed me. A deep, heart-racing kiss that left my knees weak. Driving home, guilt and excitement battled inside me. Michael was asleep when I crept in, his steady breathing filling our quiet bedroom. I should have ended it there, stopped whatever this was before it took root. Instead, I plunged in deeper. Lucas made me feel alive in a way I'd forgotten I could. He'd send clever texts during tedious meetings, making me stifle a smile. He'd graze my arm during presentations, just enough to set my heart pounding. He remembered every small thing I told him, as if it mattered deeply. Soon, we were sneaking lunches at a tucked-away cafe across town. After-work drinks became a habit. Then came the first hotel room, booked under the guise of a client meeting. It was thrilling, forbidden, addictive. For 4 months, I lived 2 lives: devoted wife at home, passionate lover in secret. Michael, bless his heart, didn't suspect a thing. He even encouraged my late nights at work, thinking I was chasing my career. Guilt ate at me in quiet moments, but Lucas's pull was too strong to resist. Then Lucas got promoted to regional manager. A fancy office, a big pay raise, the whole deal. I thought it meant a future for us. Over lunch, when he said, "This changes everything," my heart leapt. I told him how proud I was, but his face clouded. "Sarah, I need to focus on this job. Long hours, travel, a new team. I can't afford distractions." The word distractions landed like ice water. "What does that mean?" I asked, voice trembling. "It means we have to end this. It was amazing, truly, but I can't be tied down right now. You understand, don't you? Amazing." That's all I was to him. A fleeting rush. 4 months of fire and connection, and I was just a diversion. I went home that day, my chest hollow. Not just from Lucas's rejection, but from how easily he'd discarded me, how little I'd mattered. Michael sensed the change in me immediately. My spark had vanished. One night, he asked point-blank what was wrong, and I broke. I confessed it all. The affair, the emotions, the restlessness in our marriage. How Lucas had made me feel alive, and how he'd cast me aside. Michael listened without a word. When I was done, he looked at me, his voice icy. So you found our marriage boring, slept with a coworker, got dumped, and now you want my pity? Put that way, it sounded even more pathetic than I'd realized. I'm sorry, Michael. I know I messed up. I want to fix us, I begged. He stood slowly, his eyes filled with something new disgust. Fix us, Sarah? There's no us anymore. You broke it the moment you decided I wasn't enough. I pleaded. We can work through this. Couples do. He shook his head. The worst part? I see it now. Lucas gave you what I couldn't. The thrill of something unpredictable, something temporary. Well, you got what you wanted. You've shown me exactly what drives you. That was 7 months ago. Michael didn't just leave. He reinvented himself. He's dating now, traveling, taking risks, becoming the vibrant man I once wished he'd been. But for others, not me. Lucas. He moved on without a glance back. He's engaged now to a 23-year-old from his new team. Their social media posts glowing with happiness, like two people perfectly matched. And me? I'm in a tiny studio apartment, watching my ex-husband flourish and my ex-lover build his life, while I'm left with nothing. No marriage, no affair, just the wreckage of my decisions. The harshest truth? Michael was right. I didn't love commitment or stability. I craved the uncertainty, the rush of something that could disappear. And now, that's my life. People disappearing, leaving me alone with the consequences.